What's up, everybody? Let's go ahead and break down the signals that got signaled today. There was a absolute ton of them, an absolute ton of things that got signaled and went and did their thing. So starting off with DocuSign, right over here early in the morning, this thing broke its entry and it freaking ran. Now, the way that you could have stayed in this for the long haul is by just paying attention to the fact that it did not go back up above the entry, right? Broke it right in the morning time, right? Came down 2-1, failed 2. This is a beautiful play right here saying that it's getting ready to dump. It dumps, it takes out PT1, PT2, PT3, stays underneath the VWAP. We're underneath pre-market, and it just continues to run to here, right around this spot. Notice the rejection off of the VWAP here, the final breaking of it. Here we have the retest of the VWAP. This could have been an opportunity for you to potentially get back in, to go back to the low of the day. Not only did that, so you can see right here, look at this. It's not a coincidence that we came down here and bounced and then finally broke it, had our little decision that was being made. We're staying underneath the bottom band, and then we kept on freaking running all the way to this trend line where we bounced right up off of it. So you could have made a lot of money on DocuSign today, playing it in a couple different ways. But by taking it from entry all the way down to price targets, it would have been very easy on that lower time frame. But let's zoom to the 15 and check out the 15. And as you can see right in here, two down, two down, two down, one, two down, two down. And it wouldn't have been until right here where you actually cut the play. If you were using the 15-minute chart, it wouldn't have even been until right here where you would have cut the play from entry all the way down to here, almost at its last PT. It then runs back up again. And this bad boy right here is screaming momentum change. That happens. We reject off of the VWAP again right in here. There's that retest, and then it absolutely dumps. Two down, one, two down, three, but we're staying underneath the bottom band. Two down, two down. This wick right here is your first example of exhaustion where you would have wanted to get back out of the play. So that is DocuSign. If you had taken that one, you definitely made a bag today. Moving on over into the next thing that was signaled. This was gold. This is one of my favorite lower cap tickers to trade. This thing just really does well. Like the Greeks for it are great. The price for it is great. And with small movements, you can make a lot of money. So we break entry. Two down, two down. Is there a reason to get out of the play yet? You've got a two down followed by a two down in your inputs. No. Keeps going. Two down, one, two down. This failed two right here. You're thinking, oh man, this thing about that. It's still a two down. It's still just a two down, two down, two down. So if you were patient, even on the 5-minute chart, you would have been able to rock out with every single one of the price targets that we're giving all the way until it started getting choppy down into here, literally down in here. This is your first moment of a sign to get out of it on the 5-minute chart where you actually have it going against you. This is not going against you. Right? It's a one. There's no direction there. This failed two is still a two down. And until it triggers against you, there's no reason to get out of the play. And in fact, it does it. This is why patience pays, because you could just take your little base hit 10% here. You could have made 120% here just by watching the candles move in your favor. Two down, one, two down, two down, two down, two down, two down, two up. Right here would have been your first one, would be like, all right, let me get the play. So hopefully that helps you out with how you could have made some money on that. Google took out every single one of the price targets to the penny that I gave. As you can see right here, bounced off of that final one. And let's go ahead and zoom into the 5 so we can see exactly how you could have played this as well. It wasn't until later in the day when it finally broke entry, and wouldn't you know it, two down, two down, two down, two down, two down, a 3. There's a 3, right? So you broke to the upside and then immediately started coming back down. So maybe right before you were about to sell, you were like, oh, hold on, hold on, hold on. We're immediately turning into a fail too. Let's see if it keeps going in that direction, right? So you could have taken out PT1, PT2, PT3, PT4 before you had a real moment where it's like, all right, let me get out of it. But your stop loss would probably be somewhere around the high of this 3, right? In here. And that doesn't get tapped out. In fact, it gets exhausted right off of that price target again, which means that the algorithm is switched, and then it keeps on going to the next PT. This is where we bounce off of it again. Another moment where it's like, okay, let me cut some of my runners, move my things into price target, or move my things above price target for my stop loss. And maybe any of your runners would have been stopped out in here, but you would have gotten into the play all the way up here. Maybe some of your runners get stopped out here. You execute selling it right in here. And to be honest, as far as like chasing this last PT, you could have used this failed two right here. This failed two off of this exact like choppy zone where it's like, okay, we're kind of rejecting that choppy zone. Two down, 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 two down. Not really a reason to get out of it, is there? Nope. Let's move on to Tesla. Tesla did its absolute freaking thing today. Had it on the watch list on the daily and the weekly. Let me show you both, right? The day starts off, and yes, it is slightly, super slightly below its daily entry right here. But then it wicks off of it, and that screams we're rejecting it. Breaks through entry, takes out PT1, PT2, and PT3. All the daily PTs within 5 minutes, right? Next 5-minute candle is a two down, breaks weekly entry, breaks the first trend, then the second breaks the second. How many times have those of you that have studied trend lines with me, what do I say? When the trend breaks, if you studied, we've had our sessions. I say the same thing to each of you. When the trend breaks, what is it that there's going to be a lot of in that direction? Right? Boom, massive. Then we're taking out weekly PT1, two down, two down, two down. We're taking out weekly PT2, nice little choppy zone. We come back up into this area and we're rejecting what? What are we rejecting? The freaking trend. And remember, all trends are just an algorithm. And when you see it bouncing off of it going one way, and then it breaks it, and then it goes and rejects it to the other way, the algorithm is switching. It's exactly what's happening right here. And then it just plummets, staying beneath the VWAP again, plummets all the way to the next trend line, where here you see the fight. Here you see these last fight for this algo. They're fighting for it. We come back up, we reject the bottom band, give a failed two, it activates, we finally break it, and we're gone. We're gone, taking out the next weekly PT. A little choppy here, but we're staying underneath the weekly price target. So for me, I would have my runners with a stop loss up here. As long as the runners don't hit something up here, I'm good. They don't. We keep freaking running. By the time I see this rejection, my stop loss is going to move somewhere around here. Keep on going. It keeps on going. Took out the final one in post market, but yeah, you could have made an absolute freaking bag with Tesla today, because not only did it take out all daily PTs, it took out all weekly PTs. And starting from there to there, you would have been sitting at a nice $10 movement for the day on Tesla. Golly, I'm just out here giving away freaking money if you take these trades. Okay, then we had NVDA. This is why you're always prepared for both sides, because it initially broke to the top, took out PT1, got very close to PT2, and then rejected. And this is where you take Sarah Strat Sniper's 50% rule and you apply that here. And if it crosses the 50% mark, you know what you want to do, right? And this is only after it breaks entry. Let's go ahead and check this out. 50% mark is right here after it breaks its entry, right? Comes back down. This is where it breaks that 50% rule. This is where you want to switch into puts and sell it once it becomes a 3. Boom, PT1 right in here. It's close to the final PT, finally does hit it here. After that, it ends up going and running and taking out literally all the other daily price targets that I gave if it had broken to the downside, literally bouncing off of things to the penny. So you could have made some great money with NVIDIA as well, applying those two rules, just taking the watch list. Once you see it reject price targets from the watch list and start having volume to the downside, then you know that, hey, let me go ahead and put on the Fib 50, and then bang, right in here, you would have had the opportunity to make some money on taking it both ways, to be honest. Let's see here. What else did really well today? CVX took out PT1 on the weekly. NIM got close, but we're still only on Monday. Roblox did amazing, took out PT1 and PT2 on the weekly as well. DAL still inside for the week. Spot took out PT1 for the week. Tesla, everything, literally everything. And you can see the post-market how it's all the way down to the last price target. Literally took out everything. XOM is still in motion. QCOM took out PT1 and PT2, got pretty close to PT3, but hey, the week is still enforced right now, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. And last but not least, let's go ahead and check out SPY. If you made it this far, you're going to get a little bonus from me real quick. Definitely don't need it on the 1 minute chart right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at things, right? Let me delete these things here. These are some older things that I was going over with a student. Okay, so we'll mark the top right up in here, our pre-market high. Actually, right here, it looks like pre-market high. We mark our pre-market low right in here. How many times? How many times? How many times? How many times? Wait for the retest. Initial break. Come back in here. This is one retest. Breaks down, starts getting choppy. You're taking your money and you're going, right? Then you see it retested again, especially with this failed 2 right in here. You get back into it. This mother runs, absolutely runs away from you. You could have made so much money on SPY today so easily, just using the pre-market data, especially on the 15-minute. Look at what you're seeing right here. It's a lot easier to see on the 15-minute. It looks a lot clearer. You're seeing momentum change. And when this 2 down forms right here, it's screaming, I'm rejecting the pre-market low. I'm rejecting this pre-market low. I don't want to be here. Don't want to be here. Boom, 2 down, 1, failed 2. Now you say, oh, Dylan, this is a 2 up. And sure, yeah, but you're sitting so big on your runners right now that your stop loss should not be just a measly 5-10% behind you. You're realistically up, depending on where you bought your contracts, with a $2 freaking movement on SPY. You are up so much that you should have some breathing room, right? Or you say, if we cross the bottom band, I'm getting out. And we don't. In fact, we turn into a failed 2 that triggers a 2-1-2-2 reversal. My favorite actionable signal. I scream it all the freaking time. This is one of the best actionable signals to take. 2 down, 2 down, 2 down, 2 down. First hint of maybe cut a bunch of my runners. Still staying underneath here. 2 down, 2 down, 2 down. Still rejecting this. This thing went and did its thing today. SPY had a humongous drop that you could have capitalized on just by simply marking pre-market levels that I show you, waiting for the retest. All right. I love you. I hope that everything worked out really well. For those that did trade today, anybody that took the day off, I hope you had a great day off. Let's remember to make the week the best week that we can possibly have it. Let's make smart decisions. Let's grow together. Let's keep having a badass Q2. I'll see you soon.